All right, so welcome to this Push to Emerald in 24 Hours call. You guys, I am just absolutely pumped that you are on this call because honestly, this is where it all begins. This is where the magic happens when you make a decision to move your business forward to become an Emerald coach. So tonight, I really just want to go through and share, first of all, what is an Emerald coach? Why do you want to get there? And then how can you get there in less than 24 hours? So first of all, I know we have a lot of new coaches on this call tonight, which is super exciting. And I just want to, first of all, welcome you to our tribe and our team because we are so glad that you're here. We truly believe that, anyone who joins our team is here for a reason and a specific purpose. And so welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is the first time that you have been exposed to any of this language, please feel free, if you have questions that I do not answer, to comment inside the chat. There's a little chat feature if you're new to Zoom where you can just type a question in there, and then I will be sure to check on those throughout the call. So this call is hopefully just going to last just around 20 minutes, so I can just kind of give you an overview, tell you what you need to do, and then we can get on our way. So thank you so much for taking time to be with us tonight, and really the fact that you are prioritizing this call live or listening to the recording is so huge. Okay, so let's dive in. I have my marker board in the back here, and so I'm going to use that in a minute. But really what you guys need to know is that in order to build a lucrative business through Team Beachbody, you need to really have a grasp on what the different ranks are. Just like in any job, a rank really kind of equals a promotion or, a different title that you can work towards as you build your business out. And so tonight, we are going to be talking about the very first rank that you can achieve in your business, which is Emerald rank. So after Emerald rank, you're going to hear more about Ruby and then Diamond. But tonight, we're going to focus on Emerald. So Emerald rank in its most simplistic form, and I'm going to write on here. I'm actually going to see if I can. This is probably going to be backwards for you guys, so I apologize. But you can get the idea. I just want to make sure you can see that. All right, so Emerald Coach is really as simple as you are going to welcome on your very first 2 team members or coaches. So let's just draw this out. So in case you're, again, brand new, when you're a Beachbody coach, we work on what's called a binary system, meaning that we have 2 different legs of our organization. And in order to become an Emerald coach, you're really just going to start to build out both your right leg and your left leg. So let's say this is you. You're a brand new coach, or maybe you've been coaching for a while, but you haven't achieved Emerald rank yet. This is you up here. Okay, again, it's probably backwards. Let me see if I can. Can you guys see that? Yeah? Okay. All right, so this is you up here. So your task, in order to get to Emerald, is you are going to add 2 coaches to your team. 1 on your left leg and 1 on your right leg. So coach, coach, and then your Emerald. Now, the only thing that these coaches need to be doing in order for you to achieve Emerald is having some sort of order every month where they are spending at least like basically $50 or 50 personal volume points. So the way that a lot of people will actually go ahead and get to Emerald is just through discount coaches. Someone who's a customer of yours, maybe a family member, maybe a spouse, who they just want to get the discount, and they're going to probably be a pretty, a pretty consistent person that orders from you. So honestly, the biggest way that a lot of people will get to Emerald is through their spouse or significant other and a family member. If you're not married, that's totally cool. We have a lot of single gals too on our team, which is awesome. I love that. So in that case, just think about a close friend or a family member. So I wanted to dive into this a little bit because a lot of times when I say, okay, you're going to sign your husband up, people freak out a little bit because they're like, well, Sorry, it looks like I lost a connection. You guys hear me now? Okay. So did you hear me say that people freak out when I encourage them to get their husband to Emerald? I think that's, no, you didn't hear that. Okay. All right. What was the last thing you heard? Can someone type it? Single ladies, don't freak out if you're single. Okay, perfect. All right. So yeah, so basically, if you're single, then you would just think about a family member or a close friend that maybe would want a discount on the product, wants to sign up as a coach right away. You could invite them to do that, and then you can become Emerald. So really, you guys, in order to be active Emerald, you're going to see something a lot that's called PV. They need to have 50 PV per month in order to be an active coach under you. And once they are an active coach, then all of a sudden, so rank advancements happen on Thursday morning. So you would need to have this in place by Wednesday evening. So maybe they would purchase a challenge pack or something, or just an order of Shakeology. As long as they have purchased that when they sign up as a coach, then on Thursday morning, you're going to wake up and instead of it saying coach, it's going to turn over to Emerald. So that's super exciting because it's the first rank. Beachbody makes a big deal of it. You get this cool certification in the mail, all of that. We recognize you, give you a big shout out. But in addition to that, let's talk about why you would want to get to Emerald. Like, what's the big deal? Okay, so this is really where, if you saw my post yesterday or today, honestly, in my mind, every week that you wake up and you're just a coach and not Emerald, you may be actually just giving money away to someone or like not ever having the opportunity to collect that money. So let me kind of go into why that is. So basically, I just want to make sure that this is recording the right way. Okay. So basically, once you're an Emerald coach, there's a few perks that are just super cool. So the first thing is that once you're Emerald, we really like to say you have activated your business. And the reason we say that is because before you're Emerald coach, you can totally earn a 25% commission on products that customers order from you. No matter what status you are, that will never be taken away from you. However, at some point, if you really want to turn this into a business that's going to provide financially for your family, you are going to want to focus on building a team underneath of you and helping them to be successful and helping them to help more people. And so when you're Emerald, this is your first really like, hurrah, you're officially a business person because you're now open for business to not only earn retail, but also through what we call team cycle bonuses. Now, the cool part about you joining this team is that we are a fast-growing team. And so what that means is that a lot of times you probably will see that your upline coach or me or another upline is going to add to one of your legs. So you'll probably, maybe you've been in the back office and you're like, I didn't add a coach. Who is this person? And it's because when you're part of a fast-growing team, when your upline's working the business, when you're working the business, you are going to have opportunities to bank what we call carryover volume. I wanted to bring this up on the whiteboard just so you can see like how this works a little bit, because it can be a little bit confusing. If you have questions, just let me know. But basically what happens is, let's say you're an Emerald coach, right? And you sign up your first coach and you sign up your second coach. So let's say your husband, and this is where the husband really comes in into why you want to sign up your husband right away. People freak out a lot of times when I'm like, just sign up your husband first, because they're like, whoa, my husband doesn't even work out, or my husband's not really into this, or he's not going to be an active coach. That's totally okay. Really, the thing that happens when your husband signs up is they're a placeholder for your business, which means in the future, trust me, you are going to want them at the top of your organization. Because if you think about it, if you're here and you continue to add more people onto your team, the fact that your husband has that very first spot in your organization is huge, because as long as they're Emerald, then they are going to be able to bank that carryover volume. So let's go back to you being Emerald. What happens? All right, so this is you. These are your coaches. Now let's say your upline is up here, right? And so all of a sudden you see, oh, I see Ann is in my back online office now. I didn't add her. Well, she is automatically maybe on a leg underneath of you. And because you are now an Emerald coach, every time Anne orders something, that is going to be what we call carryover volume for you. So let's say she orders and then your coach keeps adding a coach, and it really can add up pretty quickly depending on where you're placed. Again, depending on all of these factors. Now, just so that no one gets salty about this, I actually never had anyone add to my downline at all. So I have built this whole team without it. So I'm not saying you have to have people adding coaches underneath of you. I'm just saying it's likely that you probably have the opportunity to do this because our team is fast growing. And so what's really cool now is because I signed up Jake as my very first coach, now he earns a passive income because he is at the top of my organization. So what happens then is, like, all of these coaches that are under him, now he banked carryover volume for so long that when I decided, okay, now I want to start to build out his business center. And really, I look at this as a family business. So it's not necessarily that like you are outselling or he's outselling. It's really that Beachbody gives us the opportunity to have 2 business centers per family, which is pretty cool. So now when I was ready to build out Jake's account, all I had to do was build out this leg, and I started adding coaches there, and then we were able to start making money right here. So again, I know that's kind of intense and it's a lot of kind of language, but basically just trust me when I say you want to sign up your husband as one of your first coaches in your organization. Trust me, when I did it, I had no idea what my upline was saying. I just trusted her. I did it, and I am so glad. Erin says, we make a consistent income off my husband's account each week, and I don't run any new purchases through his account currently. It's so worth it. It's so true. I mean, it's honestly like if you don't sign your husband up, anyone that I've talked to who doesn't do that in the beginning, they kind of kick themselves because they're just missing out on that income later on. Okay, so that is kind of one of the reasons is that you then have the opportunity to basically hold carryover volume. And so once you become an Emerald coach, every week when you open up your back online office, you're going to see this little thing that says carryover volume, and it's going to keep increasing. And then, of course, when you start working the business and you add more working coaches to your team, you're going to start to earn more and more team cycle bonuses. But if you are someone out there tonight and maybe you're just a discount coach and you're like, I don't really even know if I want to work this business. I don't know if this is for me. That's totally cool. Honestly, if you want to just help 2 people get signed up as discount coaches on your team so that you can be Emerald, it's going to be a win for you in the long run. Just make sure you don't drop below Emerald, because the kind of crappy thing is if you do drop below Emerald, you will lose all of that carryover volume. So make it your goal to absolutely get to Emerald ASAP. Someone asked, what if your spouse never does anything for the business? Still want to have them signed up first? Yes, absolutely. Even if they don't do anything for the business, like, this is the way that I look at it, you guys, is that just because your husband might not be working the business, like, because they're your husband, because they're someone who supports you, they are helping out the family business in some way. And so whenever I have someone sign up under Jake, or whenever we're using his account for anything, I just approach it as that. I don't make a big deal of it because it's just a family business. It's like any other family business that you would run. You know, one of you does one thing, one of you does the other. Even if it's him watching the kids for an hour a week so that you can get work done, he's part of the family business. So that's how I look at that. And then, of course, you're going to need someone on your other leg. Think about your mom. Think about your sister, your brother, a close friend. Again, it really just has to be a customer who's going to be consistent, ordering month to month, and then you're to Emerald. A couple of things you want to learn about when you're placing your coaches is that you are going to need to switch your placement before your Emerald. So like if you sign up your first, let's say you sign up your husband on your weak leg, then you're going to need to switch your placement, and just search this in the Backline office to switch your coach placement to the opposite leg, and then add your other coach on that. Like your upline coach can talk you through all of this. It's super simple, but you need to know that. Now, let's go in. When you first enroll and don't mess with it, it's auto set to, yes, exactly. When you first enroll, don't mess with it, and it is set to automatic rotated. Yeah, totally true. So you should be good to go unless you mess with it. Okay, so let's get in a little bit more then to other reasons why you would want to become an Emerald coach. So let's say you're a business builder right now. You are making it a priority to hit Success Club as often as you can. So the other reason why being Emerald is huge is because Beachbody has what we call this lead program. And so what that means is that anytime someone purchases through Beachbody.com, or maybe they purchase on an infomercial and they don't have a coach, Beachbody actually takes that lead, takes that customer, and goes ahead and assigns that customer to have a coach. And so the coaches that are in that pool to be able to get those customers have to have two things. One, they have to be an active Emerald coach the month before, and two, they had to have achieved Success Club the month before. And so if that happens, then really you're set, because you then can just kind of sit back and you're going to all of a sudden notice in your back online office, oh my gosh, customer through the lead program. So that's a really cool thing to keep in mind too, is that if you're hitting Success Club and you're not Emerald, again, you're leaving money on the table, you're leaving customers on the table just by not being Emerald. And so the difference between Success Club 5 and 10, because I get asked this a lot, is Success Club 5, you're going to get the lead from Beachbody, but you're not going to get the commissions from their first order. Now, if you're hitting Success Club 10, you're going to get the lead and you're also going to get the commission for that order. So if you are someone who is like hell-bent on building this into something, I personally would encourage you to make it your goal to hit Success Club 10 every single month, which is helping 5 people every single month. It is totally possible if you are doing consistently the behaviors. And I mean, it's honestly not unlikely that if you're an Emerald coach and you're hitting Success Club 10, that you could earn an additional like $100 to $200 a month. Someone is asking what is, oh, let me go up here a little bit. I love these questions. Keep them coming. Okay, so Carla said, my husband Phil is one of my PS coaches and my brother is another. These are the two that got me to Emerald. Yes, and I love that, because Carla from there, she went on and she just crushed it, and she used that as a starting point. And I always say that, you guys, you can use family to get you to Emerald, but they are not responsible for keeping you at Emerald, right? So hopefully they do for a while, but your goal is to get to Emerald as fast as you can so that you can get all those benefits. And then after that, you're going to switch gears and really try to actively recruit more and more coaches. Okay, so then Jen asked, if I sign my husband up but he doesn't use the products, how do I make sure he gets 50 PV a month? What if he doesn't hit PV? Does it drop me even if I have 50 PV? Great question. Okay, so I want to touch on this. So a lot of times what people will do is like they will order Shakeology under their account and then maybe the performance line under your husband. In order for him to remain active, you do have to purchase something every month, but maybe you're going to do performance. Other people will do like Shakeology samples. So if you want to have samples on hand for customers to purchase from you, some people will order like a box of samples and they'll charge $4 for a sample. So some people will do that. So definitely think about it in different ways. Now that we have Beach Bars, if you were to order like 3 boxes of Beach Bars, that's another way to keep your husband active. So there are some different options now that we have more nutritionals. Daily Sunshine is another way. But yeah, if they don't purchase, they're going to go what we call inactive, which will then bump you out of Emerald. So you always want to make sure to be adding to your team so that you're not dropping below Emerald. Okay. So the next person someone asked is, what is Success Club? All right, I love it. Let's go into that really quick. So Success Club is this super cool program that Beachbody put into place as they were sort of analyzing, okay, what is it about coaches who are having success and consistently building their business month after month? And what they found is that the coaches who were gaining momentum made it a priority to help at least 3 new people every single month get set up with a challenge pack or a home direct order of Shakeology or nutritional. And so Success Club in a nutshell is something that you can earn when you help new customers or a new coach get started with a challenge pack or with a home direct order of a nutritional. So for every challenge pack that you sell, it's 2 points. For every home direct order of Shakeology, it's 2 points. So really you need to, if you want to hit Success Club 5, which I think is a great goal for all of you, you have to help 3 people. If you want to hit Success Club 10, every month you have to help 5 people. And so then once you're Success Club 5 and 10, and you're an Emerald coach, that's when all of the leads come into place. There's also some really cool recognition around Success Club. So if you are hitting Success Club, if you hit it every single month for a year, you get to be recognized as a Success Club All-Star. And if you hit it every month for 2 years, you're a Success Club All-Star Legend, which are like big, big deals. You get recognized on stage at Summit, super fun. But if you're a brand new coach and you hit Success Club within the first 3 months of your business, you actually get to have a free ticket to Summit, which is our national event. This year's is coming up in June. Okay, hope that makes sense. Let me go to the next question here. You guys are asking some really good questions. Okay, so Jean's asking, so if you're Emerald currently, you only lose that status if one of your 2 steps getting at least 50 PV. Exactly. Yes, you have it. So as long as they're ordering something that has 50 PV or more every single month, once a month, they're going to stay active. As active coaches, you're going to stay active Emerald. Exactly. Tara says, I have Shakeology on Home Direct under my account, and I switch between the Beach Bars and Performance Stack under my husband's account every month. I love that, Tara. That's so smart, too. Like, if you have products that maybe you wouldn't order every month, but you want to order every other month, you can definitely set up a rotating order for that under your husband's account. I love that. Okay, Jean's asking, meaning you wake up Emerald every Thursday unless one of the 2 steps. Yes, exactly. So, yeah, it's really cool. So, Thursdays are a really big day in Beachbody because that's the day that we celebrate new rank advancements. So, if you are pushing to reach Emerald or you're pushing to reach Diamond or Star Diamond or whatever, that is the day. So, Wednesday night is like our big push, our big deadline. So if you want to wake up, let's say, for example, if you want to wake up Emerald this week, which we do have a huge incentive this week, if you wake up as Emerald, you're going to get one of our brand new team tanks, which is super cool. So basically Thursday morning, when you log into your account every week, you're going to know your rank. And so one thing that's really important to do is to keep an eye on your sponsorship drill down. This is just basically in your back online office where you can look at the coaches under you, make sure they're active, make sure they're ordering, so that you know that you can wake up on Thursday and you're good to go. Let's see what else. Okay. Meaning you wake up, okay. Someone's asking, do you earn commissions off your coach's orders? Okay, so this is a really good question. It gets a little bit tricky here, so I do want to cover this. So you are not earning it, once you have a discount coach under you, you are no longer earning a 25% commission from them, but you are earning team volume from them. So basically, you're not earning that commission, which in the beginning can feel like a little bit of a cut because you're used to that 25. But I'm telling you, once you start to get your team volume going, it's worth it to sort of sacrifice a couple customers so that you can start to bank that team volume. So coaches that enroll as discount coaches, no, you're not making a 25% percent commission on them anymore, but they are adding to your overall team volume, which you will eventually get paid for that too. Okay, do you earn commission? Okay, Danae, are you still required to have BOD to qualify as Emerald? Yes, you have to have Beachbody On-Demand subscription in order to be part of the lead program. So if you want to be able to get those leads, then you need to make sure that you have a Beachbody On-Demand subscription. All right, any other questions? Does all of this make sense? So I was thinking, and I just shared this in our leaders page, that like how cool would it be if, if you made a commitment to get to Emerald like every single week. And I know that seems like a lot, but as you start to build your business, if you make that the standard, like every week I'm going to find 2 coaches. You guys, you could be to Diamond in a month. Like that is what happens when we start to really see Emerald as what we need to encourage our coaches to do. And so we are going to start to have these calls every single week where you can then bring on your brand new coaches. I can tell them about Emerald, why they should get there ASAP, why it benefits them. All right, Julia has a question. Okay, so we are huge savers. My husband doesn't really work out, and if he does, he just does a quick weights and push-ups and whatnot. If I sign him up, I would have him sign up for the 160 challenge pack and then have to pay a $15.95 a month with my $15.95 a month. Yes, so you would. And the thing is, you guys, it's an investment in the beginning. It just is. Like it's an investment. If you want to build a business, you have to look at some of these things as they're like an investment to a bigger overall goal. And so you are paying extra, which is why it's important that if you want to turn this into something, you're not just going to sit at Emerald. You're going to keep recruiting. You're going to keep inviting. You're going to get to work. And I promise you it will pay off tenfold. But if you're not someone who's ready to work, honestly, like, yeah, you might want to consider that. But I'm telling you, for those of you who are hungry and want to work and turn this into something, like, it is totally possible, and you will be so happy that you did sign up your husband in the beginning. And then number 2, she's asking, I would reach Emerald if I got my husband to sign up. If I sign up my mother-in-law, who I believe will eventually want to sign up, would I put her on one of my legs or start my husband's? You know, that's a really good question. It's really going to kind of depend on like where you're at in your business, if you're going to want to sign her up under him or under you. So I would definitely, you know, just reach out to your coach, and if any of you guys have questions, just reach out to your upline coach and ask them. If they're not sure, bring me into the conversation. I'd be happy to look at sort of where things are at, and then we can go from there. Yes, Erin. Yeah, Jake and I have 2 BOD subscriptions too, just because that's part of the rules. And then again, it's one of those investments. So my dad just signed up under me last month and purchased Shakeology on AutoShip, but didn't sign as a discount coach. Does that count? Or do I need him to be categorized as a discount coach for it to count? Yeah, great question. So in order for him to be a coach under you, he would need to upgrade his account to be a coach. And so basically what I would encourage you guys to do is when these people are signing up, one thing to keep in mind is that when they sign up as a coach and they enroll with a challenge pack, they're going to get that $39.95 enrollment fee waived. Right now, for people who maybe don't want BOD, we have the 2B Mindset, which I am finding to be a great option for people that want to sign up as a discount coach, maybe don't want Beachbody On Demand. So that might be something that you would want to talk to him about for sure. Okay, yeah. Paying the extra money and getting more product is hard to convince my hubby. Yeah, again, if you're not going to work the business, it doesn't make sense, you guys. But if you're going to work the business, you're literally going to shoot yourself in the foot if your husband is not signed up under you. Okay, Jenna says, if I could go back in time, I would have signed up my husband on day 1, knowing what I know now. Right, because the thing is like as you build out your business and you're starting to see all of this volume happen, and then you see where your husband's at. Like, I am so glad that Jake's at the top. But if Jake was like towards the middle, every single week we would miss out on like thousands of volume points because I didn't sign him up at the beginning. Oh yeah, right, Erin. The 3-day refresh challenge pack is totally an option too, which waives the enrollment fee. Yeah, so you can be active. You can be an active coach with a 2B Mindset challenge pack for sure. If you need BOD basically if you want to become Emerald and build your business. But in order to be just an active coach, you could totally enroll with 2B Mindset Challenge Pack. Down the road, when it's time to get your husband to Emerald, then you may have to look into upgrading to Beachbody On Demand. Okay, any other questions that you guys have? I love all your questions. This is so cool. You know, I think the other thing that I wanted to just share tonight, you guys, is that every coach on our team that you see who has had success started with Emerald. Like, every single one of us is in your shoes. We were all there. And so honestly, like, if you make this step forward in your business, it could really be the very first step that completely changes your family's life. Like, seriously, back in the day, before I had any clue what I was doing, if you don't know my story, I signed up, I didn't even tell my coach. I signed up as a discount coach because I wanted Shakeology. And then all of a sudden I saw these people like building their businesses in the team page, and I was like, what is going on? And so I just trusted, and I really didn't ask many questions. I'm kind of like like when someone tells me to do something, I just do it. And so I got to Emerald, and little did I know that because I signed up to be an Emerald coach and then I kept going, that this would completely change our family's life. Like I said, you do have to put work in. This doesn't just happen. What I don't want to happen is for you to sign up to be an Emerald coach and then you stop there, because I know that you have what it takes to go further with this and to earn a successful income for your family. Okay, I'm getting some more questions. Any tips for inviting? So yeah, like if you're looking at someone, maybe a family member, and you're like, I would love to be, an Emerald coach. I would love to ask my dad, or I'd love to ask my mom or my sister or whoever, but you're just not quite sure what to say. Honestly, what I would say is just be completely honest and raw and real, and just go to them and say, hey, listen, I am starting up this business and I am looking to achieve my first rank. And one of the things that we need are just people close to us who are willing to go through a boot camp for us, give us a little bit of feedback, and just tell me what you think of the products. Would you be someone that is willing to help me get my business started, sign up as like what we call a preferred customer or discount coach, save some money on your products, and help me get started? I guarantee that if you go to someone, again, who you're super close with, you're not going to be spamming random people and asking for this. But if you do it, you guys, a lot of times people want to help you out. And there's something in it for them too. They're going to get their products at a discount. So I really just encourage you to just be super honest with them, especially in the beginning if you're just trying to become an Emerald for the first time. Obviously, there's other ways to invite, and we can talk about those in another call. Okay, we got a couple more questions. When adding coaches to get to Diamond, should you do it by getting your hubby to Emerald or just add them 4 on each side? Okay. It really kind of depends, but honestly, I think that what I did is I got my 4 on each leg first, and then because I figured that like if I got 4 on each leg, chances are that one of them would get to Emerald, and then I could work on my husband last and get him to Emerald. And so that was my thinking, but there's not really a right or wrong. That's just what I did because I thought that would get me to Diamond the fastest. If you're curious what Diamond is, you guys, it's 4 coaches on each leg and then 1 Emerald coach on each of your legs. So you're going to have 12 coaches in your organization total. Again, totally possible if you are committed to just inviting and really putting some work in. Okay, someone says, oh, this is really cute. I know this sounds ridiculous, but how do I even sign someone up under me? I am so glad you asked that because you know what? I'm sure there are so many other people on this call that are brand new that join this call and they want to know that. So really the easiest thing to sign someone up is to use our brand new feature called Share a Cart. And so what you would do is you would sign into your online office, and you're going to click on Coach and then Share a Cart. And all you need is their information. So you're going to need their email and their first name and their last name. And then instead of clicking on customer, you're going to click on the coach tab. And from there, you can actually customize their cart for them, where you can just send them a direct link to sign up as a coach from there. So you're going to want to talk to them beforehand, figure out what Shakeology flavor they want, or if they want the To Be mindset. But then from there, you're just going to hit send. And what I always do after I send a share cart is I do send a private message or private email on top of that to make sure that they got it with another link to that share cart, which you can grab online. But that's really it. And then you'll see them sign up as a coach underneath of you. One thing to keep in mind, because it's kind of silly, is that if they have purchased from Beachbody in the past, maybe it was even like 4 or 5 years ago, and they are no longer working with a coach, obviously if they have a coach, we don't want to steal from anyone else. But if they purchase, they don't have a coach and they want to sign up under you, they are going to need to switch to be under you first. So just ask your coach to point out that form for you, and you can get them switched over. Okay, Erin says, my hubby's account has over $5,600 in carryover volume sitting there for us to cycle as we grow the other leg because she signed him up right away 2 years ago. Do it. Yes, that is seriously so cool. And there's so many other people that have similar stories. So simple, but it does make a big difference. Someone says, my entire family thinks of this as a pyramid scheme and doesn't want to hear about it. What then? Yeah, you know, it's so unfortunate that people think this is a pyramid scheme, because it's really just them being not educated on what a pyramid scheme really is. And maybe if you're not quite sure either, basically a pyramid scheme is when there is no exchange of products. So pyramid schemes are completely illegal. They're not allowed by the government, like they don't exist. And if they do exist, they get shut down. Beachbody is not a pyramid scheme because obviously we have a product. Obviously we have an exchange of goods going on here, and we are regulated by the government. We have a complete compliance system that works, or compliance department that works in regulation with the government to make sure we are doing everything possible. The truth is, people who think it's a pyramid scheme, they just don't quite understand, and they may not ever understand. If that's the truth, if that's you, like, take it with a grain of salt. and make it your mission to prove them wrong and show them what's possible. Like, you guys, I had so many family members that made fun of me in the beginning and that were like, oh, how are your shakes? You know, like they just thought I was like cute stay-at-home mom selling some shakes. And now let me tell you, they think something pretty different. Why? Because I put the work in, and those same people have now come back and they're customers. And because I stuck with it, unfortunately, the other piece of this is, you guys, yeah, Erin, look who's laughing now. It's so true. The other piece of this is that a lot of people quit. And so if you're someone who's newer to coaching tonight, I want to encourage you to commit to a full year of this, because it does take some time to build a business. It does take time for you to start to see this turn into something. I hate when people, you know, sort of communicate network marketing as a get-rich-quick scheme. That is not what it is. People who make it actually put a lot of work into it, and then like what you put in is what you get out. If you treat it like a hobby, it'll be a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it will turn into a business. So definitely encourage you guys, anyone who kind of makes you feel insecure about what you're doing, just take it, just laugh and just know that that's totally normal. We're all dealing with those things, but make it your mission, just stick with it, prove them wrong. All right, anything else? And otherwise we will go for tonight. I love it. I feel like we have answered a lot of questions. Hopefully if you have coaches who are new and they weren't able to be on this call, I'll go ahead and turn this into a YouTube recording so you can pass it on to them. And again, we are going to start to have these calls weekly. I don't exactly know the date and time yet. It may change week to week, but we are going to have this. So my encouragement to you would be, if you do go to Emerald, to then invite your coaches to join you next week on the call to get to Emerald. So before we close, I want to encourage you, if you are serious about this, you guys, message me or message your upline coach the 2 names of the people that you are going to ask to get you to Emerald. And message me. It's going to scare you. It's going to feel really like uncomfortable to try to like say, okay, I'm going to go for this. But it is a little bit of that extra push and accountability to step outside of your comfort zone. So message me your people. And I'm excited because I think we're going to have a lot of Emerald coaches pop this week. Hopefully you now see what's in it for you, what's in it for your customers who want a discount. And if you have any questions after this, just let me know or contact your upline coach. But honestly, it is as simple as just getting to work and inviting and stepping out of your comfort zone, working and you know, acting like a businesswoman or business person, and just going forth with confidence that you do have a solution that's going to really help their lives and also help their family's life. So, all right, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I will post the recording to the group momentarily. We'll talk to you later.